Jonathan Parker. I am really not good with these names, and I should probably spend a lot of time practicing how to say them. So, Jonathan's going to be talking to us about how to be the very best at what you do. So, Jonathan is the National Fleet Manager at Easy Access South Africa. As the National Fleet Manager for one of the leading work at height and materials handling solutions company is not an easy role. So join Jonathan as he shares with you why he believes supply chain management is not a vocation, but a calling, and shares with the audience why he is so passionate about this profession. And I know this firsthand because I follow Jonathan on LinkedIn, and I've had various interactions with him at numerous SAPEX events. And he attends them regularly and frequently, and he really is an ambassador for the profession. So there was some talk backstage about falling off a bus now, so I'm not sure what that's all about. I didn't hear the rest of it, but I'm sure he's going to share that with you now. So Jonathan, welcome, and the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Tanya. What an excellent introduction. So I hope everyone can see my screen and the presentation is up.
Yep.
Okay, 100%. My name is Jonathan Mpake. I'm originally from the East Rand, born and bred. I'm a little bit nervous, so please bear with me. I felt like I'm looking at the other presenters, like I'm the least of the presenters, but I'm gonna try to do my best, try to inspire and share my life journey, and hopefully it will be a benefit to anyone out there. Like I said, I'm Jonathan Mpake, and what a great introduction by Tonya. I'm gonna just jump right in. So you see that's the title about falling off the bus. So just as a synopsis in the beginning, my background in supply chain management was inspired by my father. My father was a driver for 47 years. And with that minimum salary and what he was doing, he was able to inspire me. He would take me along to different companies that he was working for, Natural Freight, and the different companies. And he would, unknowingly inspire me to follow in his footsteps and enter into this world of supply chain management. Jomo Sono, the great football player, used to talk about if you cut him, small soccer balls would come out. And I felt like if you cut me and my dad, small warehouses, trucks, maybe diesel will come out because it's who we are. It became almost part of our identity. And he really inspired me to do what I need to do and follow in his footsteps in supply chain management and actually try to do better and make him proud. So the thing about falling out of the bus, and this is something I want everyone to keep into mind as we go along. When I first started my very, very first job at Value Logistics, I was with my dad, and what happened is as I was traveling to Elandsfontein, where Value head office is at, I was using a bus and I was with my dad. And traveling with him, I got to the stop. He was getting off at another depot, and I got to a stop inside the bus. And as I was stepping outside, the driver drove further along, and I fell out of the bus. And falling out of the bus obviously was painful, and the male pride tried to be funny, and came in and dusted myself off and went to work. And there was a mentor, and I'll speak about that later on, Stephen Herbst. He noticed in a management meeting that I wasn't feeling well. This is day 2 at my job. And he said to me, "What's wrong?" And encouraged me. And I was able to go to the Clinton Hospital and actually have it looked at. The part that I was so driven, and this was my dream too, was that I got there, I got a cast. I had another mentor, Jeff Day, helped me out. I got a cast on my arm. I went back the next day and I persevered. Of course, that's not really kind of encouraged, but I persevered. And the moral of that story is you will have things that will go wrong in your life as you begin your career or in the middle of your career. You will have things that feel like you are falling out of the bus. You will have things that discourage and come against you. The key to this is to persevere is to not let it stop you, is to not let it impede you. And no matter what it is not insurmountable. You can go forward and you can persevere and do everything. So that's why I say it is the thing that propelled me, and it's always been a reference point. And I want to encourage you, if you hear nothing else today, the encouragement is you have to persevere and jump over the obstacles and do what you need to do in life. So my life, I've been blessed. I've worked at different companies. I've worked for Value Logistics, for Unitrans, for Imperial, Allied Publishing, and like Tanya said, currently the National Fleet Manager at Easy Access. So, and my family is also a key pillar, in my success and staying longevity, 17 years non-supply chain management, is to have that balance and have something to lean on. So I want to go into now, before we talk about what makes one be the best. So what are the enemies of being the best? Well, from my perspective, number one enemy is an incorrect self-view. As you start out your career as a young professional, like I said, there will be impediments. And one of the impediments, let's look at from the first side, is a negative self-view. There are people in life who believe that their training and skills, though very important, are what is equal to instant success. And in reality, that is just a figment of our imagination. It doesn't matter how much we study, it is taking that knowledge and actually making it wisdom, translating it into key components that will help you in your career. So the negative part is you can have a negative self-image in a negative way in terms of looking at yourself and saying, you know what, I'm the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. There is truth in being positive, but there's also truth in being realistic. I remember there was a guy I used to work companies, and this guy had a bachelor's degree or a BTech degree in IT, but he could not attach an email or use Excel. He had the training, but the training did not translate into him having the ability to use it. And I want to encourage you, I am fundamentally so driven to say, keep learning, and I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but keep on learning. There are people in life who want to have an image of, it's actually projectionalism, and they want to have an image of everything is great and I'm the best there is. Being humble is the antidote of that. The other side of people is people that look at themselves and look down on themselves. You have to believe in you when no one believes in you. You have to believe that you are given the opportunities that you are given because of who you are, and you are here for such a time as this. And you have to take that and say, you know what? Here I am. This is the opportunity I have. This is what my training has given me to have those opportunities, and I'm going to do that. And the other part, and being young, is having an entitlement or victim mindset. When things go wrong, we are so conditioned to be negative in life. We come to a stage where we say, I'm a victim based on my background, based on where I come from, based on my sex, based on my religion, or whatever the case might be. Again, the encouragement is you are here for such a time as this. There is no person who is like you in the world. Les Brown always says that most people are born originals, but they die copies. You have to be who you are in the space that you have been given to be, and you have to stop thinking you're a victim. Your past does not determine your present and cannot determine your future. Use the past stumbling blocks that you have overcome already to be fuel to the fire, to direct you to the place where you want to be. The other part of it is no one owes you anything. When I was at Value Logistics in my first job, there are things that I had to learn, and even now I'm still learning. And, I could not say to myself, I deserve to be here. I work, I do this, I do that, I do this. No one can do it for you. No one can push you to do what you know you are capable of doing. So entitlement blocks the blessing of being able to move forward because it believes, and it's tied to victimology, that you know what, I deserve this. No one will give you anything unless you also step up. When you step up and you progress and you go forward, that's when the doors of opportunities will open. Stephen Herbst did not have to give me the opportunity I had. I've had so many opportunities, so many different people open the door, and that was culminated into me being progressive and doing what I know I have to do to the best of my ability, leaving nothing on the field, leaving nothing on the court, and that's where things open. I knew that no one owed me anything, and I had to step up and bring my part to the plate, and that's how success comes in. The other part of it is attitude. And like I said, there will be days when you don't feel well. Supply chain management is a wonderful industry because I believe it is the fundamental force for the whole world turning. But you have to have the positive attitude. You have to speak to yourself and take care of yourself like a person you care for. It's interesting that we are able to take care of other people, we're able to take care of others and denote positivity to others, but sometimes we don't do it to ourselves. And when we have the right attitude, irrespective of the circumstance, we can have great progress. This quote, it says, attitude is the ability, is what you are capable of doing. Motivation determines what you do. Attitude determines how well you do it. And even when you are entrusted in the smallest things, you have to do them with an excellent spirit so that that builds character and builds who you are. The other enemy of being the best, it is stagnation and the comfort zone. One of the speakers spoke about applying and doing greater things and always pushing yourself. And I absolutely believe that. Apply for that next position. Never allow yourself to be stagnant. Never stay in the box where you feel so comfortable doing what you are doing now without having the attitude and the vision for yourself to want to grow and go forward. Stagnation kills more careers than other thing because people get into a career, they know how to do it, they never challenge themselves, and they stay in this comfort zone. But you see what the problem is? You can be a big fish in a small pond. And if you do not challenge yourself and want to grow, you will stay in that particular environment. So as you chart the course of your career, I really want to fundamentally encourage you. Do not let the comfort zone seem like the safe zone because the comfort zone limits growth. And the thing that takes out most people, and I've had failures. Look, any one of the presenters here, most of them, like I said, I can guarantee you 10 times smarter than me. They've had different things in life. But the thing that I used to do, which was wrong, is to have an incorrect view of failure. There'll be things that I'm so sure will work out. There are things that I'm so sure that I've planned and I overplan. I plan, I chart, I have all my stats, I have all my implementation plans, and sometimes it does not go right. What do you do when it doesn't go right? How do you react when it doesn't go right? How do you do when people rub failure in your face? Do you get knocked out? Do you stay down? Or do you rise up? I think it's this evening or tomorrow morning, boxing enthusiasts will know that Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, the WBC, I believe it is, World Heavyweight Champion, they are fighting. And in all boxing, whether it's Muhammad Ali or whatever, there's always trash talk. Be careful of the trash talk you speak to yourself when you have failed. Say, well, I failed, I've fallen. Why did I fail? How could I make it better? How do I learn from this so that failure becomes an event and not an identity? When you fail, you are going to fail. You're going to fall at some stage. You're going to fall short. The people who are the very best, the people that strive, the people that inspire me in supply chain management, the people I look up to, the people the course and had longevity, are the people who said, I failed, recognized the failure, and did not make the failure an identity, but an event. In the last match, Tyson Fury, the second match, I forget what it is, Tyson Fury was knocked out by Deontay Wilder. He fell on his backside, and I watched the documentary. He was completely out, knocked out. He couldn't come back. And something in him said, well, I'm on the canvas. I might as well get up. And no one believed that he could get up. That is what you're going to have to do, and we'll speak greater about that. So part of the current journey where I'm at right now, moving along quickly, is in supply chain and easy access. And the encouragement I want to tell you is, you know what, supply chain management is great, whether it's procurement, whether it's logistics, transport, distribution, all the different facets of supply chain management, is that the principles that we have and this great and fascinating world that we have, you are allowed to touch different things. I come from a traditional direct transport type of a mindset, and now I entered into this organization called Easy Access, who's Africa's market leader in work at height and material handling solutions. So that means they provide machinery, or we provide machinery that helps people to work safely at height. We provide also machinery that works in different spheres, in different industry, whether it's mining, light industry, heavy industry, the commercial industry. We have all these machinery. So the challenge was taking this position is to apply supply chain management principles to a traditional company that was more predominantly focused on the building industry. The building industry crashed, and Easy Access decided to diversify. Now, we rent out most of the machinery that we have. So you'll see our machinery almost everywhere. And the challenge was, how do you bring a predominantly FMCG style supply chain management principles to an organization that is renting out the machinery? And we engaged with several key stakeholders, Value Logistics and Imperial, and we decided to go the transport management solution view, and this is what it culminated into. So, not to dwell too much on this one, but I just want to give you an example of looking at things outside the box that really helped. As you see, if I go back to the previous slide, sorry, these machinery are quite heavy. They're different dimensions, different space dimensions, different constraints. And we decided, you know what, we're going to partner and have what's called the 3PL, 4PL model. Simply a 3PL model is a third-party logistics partner. The 4PL Imperial helps us in optimized routing and planning. So we have a set of plans, we have a set of deliveries and collections that we have to do. The other key interesting thing is, unlike in straight FMCG, our inventory is our machinery. So because of the statutory requirements that we have to give our customers quality machinery that will help them work at height, that will help them work in warehouses and in different applications. And we have to make sure it's safe because we sell safety. So we had that in mind, and trying to get this into what we need was a challenging facet. And that was part of what you have to do in life, is to sell the idea, to influence people, to communicate to people. And you know what? I would have the authority designated to me by Carl, our COO, to just implement. But one of the things that I loved about this project is that we took our stakeholders, our internal stakeholders, who most of them don't have access or view sight or experience into supply chain management as it relates to distribution. And we were able to amalgamate them and put them into a partnership with us to be able to create visibility in the supply chain. And the other part of it, you see that the second to last point is using those data that we've got to actually do continuous improvement. Now, a very key thing I will say, supply chain management in every facet will move into data management. Data is irrelevant if you do not use that data that you gather to be able to make informed decision. And very, very interesting, we were very happy we won the Premier Logistics Achiever Award in 2019. And this award was important, it was great, but you know what I found even more greater? I found people like a very good partner of mine, Nico van Heerden from the Midrand branch, understanding supply chain principles, taking it upon himself to help us and actually execute. And the reason why I say all of that is this. You as a supply chain professional, you will meet different facets of people, finance, different types of people. You're going to have to develop the ability to communicate clearly in a language where they understand. And for us, supply chain people, we have our wonderful terminology, our wonderful jargon, but be cognizant, be aware that not everyone understands TMS and visibility and all of this, and OPSI systems and flow and all of these things, and 3PL. They might not understand it. Draw the picture for them. Get them to leverage their skills to help you achieve what you want to do. And you will create value in your organization where people say, you know what? I might not have believed in it, but I see it definitely works. And that's what I want to encourage you with. So why supply chain is a calling and not a vocation. Like I said to you, the supply chain management passion started with my dad and it's continued for all these years. And the passion for it is that if you really think about it, everything is supply chain management. Whether you want to get products from the harbor or take them inland or distribute them with road freight or train or whatever the application is, everything is supply chain management. Whether it is an absolutely fantastic project of delivering medicine with a drone in a very remote area, everything is supply chain management. So supply chain management assists everyone in the whole world to get to what they need. If you technically think about it, we're on a virtual platform. There's cable that is laid out. There is data that is moving. There's all types of things that's happening. That's all part of supply chain management. So you're in the industry that I passionately believe is the best industry to be in, because you're exposed to all these different things and all these different areas, but it has to be in you. You have to believe it. You have to believe that this is the best place that I can, and I can denote value that will help the organization, that I can denote value that will help the whole world. We know this pandemic has ravaged and ripped through the whole world. Supply chain management was key to help us get back the vaccines, get medication, get goods into the places they need to be in. That supply chain, the whole world supply chain, depends on us as a profession looking at supply chain management not as a job, but it is my small way of making a difference that will impact the world. Listen, wherever you are right now, whatever position you're doing right now, don't take it for granted. You are doing a work that's part of a greater supply chain. You are doing something that helps the next person. So I encourage you to stay there. One of the things that in supply chain management, I believe it is, that it will give you self-knowledge of who you are, and you have to reflect. Like I said, stagnation is a killer. But as you grow, as you acquire more skills, as you know yourself, remember, do not be born an original and die a copy. You specifically have things that you can help and get to impact into other people's lives. And it's always key to reflect. You might think, here, I'm taking a SWOT analysis of myself. Here is where my positive structures are. Here's what I really do good. For me to grow and stay in this industry and stay relevant, I'm going to have to add more skills. I'm going to have to learn different things. I'm going to have self-reflect and self-evaluate and say, here is where I am. Here is what is lacking. I'm going to add that, because there will come a day when the opportunity will be open and I'll be better prepared to do that. Tim Rohn, one of my favorite speakers, says, learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. If you work hard on your job, you will make a living. If you work hard on yourself, you will make a fortune. Now, what is that? Keep growing, keep evolving, keep learning, keep imparting. Take care of yourself. Impart in yourself. Learn the skills. Learn whatever opportunity you get to learn it. But like I said, what is key? The knowledge that you glean from courses, from vocation, from all types of things, have the ability to take that knowledge and transpose it into wisdom, because wisdom is what you apply and it will help. Here's a short story. I used to be very intimidated by different people when I meet them. And as I meet them, they will have, there's some people who care more about what they did on paper than the character of who they are for real. And they would intimidate me. I'll say, what's your name? I'm so-and-so. Where did you go to? And the question they'll ask me, at the time, I didn't have a lot of schooling. I do what I'm saying. I'm continuously learning and improving. And they would intimidate me. And I would say, I went to UNISA. And they'll say, well, I went to Gibbs. And they would speak like that. I went to Gibbs. I went to the Gordon's Business Institute of Business Science. Oh, okay. And I feel small. And you? And they would say, I went to Henley. I'm like, oh my goodness. And the other one, I went to Harvard. Oh, great. And I actually realized, you know what? The education that I need, the education as I go along, is for me to work harder on myself so that I can denote quality in my job. It is not an identity. It is an enabler. So education is great. Seek after it. Work on yourself, because you are in this industry that's so exciting. Use the knowledge that you have as an enabler. So as we conclude, the best never give up, and they stay motivated. There's a story about Michael Jordan. He was in a season, by the way, just a kick, I don't believe 0.5% of you like basketball, but it's a quote that actually makes sense, and I hope it will encourage you as well. So in basketball, they play at the final of the conference or whatever they play a couple of games to actually win the championship. So there's one particular game where Michael Jordan, who was a legend of the game, considered to be one of the greatest basketball players of all time, he was sick with the flu. There's a picture of him. Scottie Pippen, his great partner, was holding him up. He was sick. He didn't have corona because they wouldn't have allowed him to be on the court. But he was sick. And as he was sick, he said, you know what, I have to turn it up. And in that game, he scored a record amount of points, and he never gave up. Like I said, think about falling out of the bus. As I was falling out of the bus, I froze and thought, I'm going to land. How am I going to land? This is going to be painful. I landed. I dusted myself up. It was not a good day. I felt all types of pain. But you know what? I carried on. Thank God I didn't die. I carried on. So the best have to stay self-motivated. So you have to have a couple of abilities, because the key to this is that you're going to have the ability to stay in the industry. And like I've alluded to, bouncing back. There are things that I've done, there's things that I've implemented, and they did not go well. And I remember one of my other mentors, Carl Thornton, who's the CEO of Easy Access. There's something that I implemented. I thought I was smart and clever and implemented it, blew up. And I was expecting him to say, okay, you have to, like I've been saying, dude, you have to go fix it. And you're going to have to see why you failed. Implement the corrective action and move forward. You have to bounce back and get off the canvas like Tyson Fury. And like I said, some of those failures actually crafted me. When gold and diamonds are taken out of the ground, they are put under pressure. There is fire, there is pressure that is put upon them. And when they come out, they become the precious metal that we want. I'm telling you, there's things that I've blown it. Pride, I thought now things got easier at the comfort zone, got easier. I know what I'm doing. I'm the best at this. It exploded. But that was actually a lesson that helped me grow. So don't self-doubt yourself. Most people, like I said, will encourage another person, but they will not encourage themselves. Don't miss the point. Don't see it as a condemnation, but go from it. The other thing is to learn criticism. There is constructive criticism, there is destructive criticism, but all criticism can be used as a weapon for you to grow. The former president of the United States talks about the man in the arena. He says it is not the critic who's not in the arena, who's not fighting, who's not doing anything, who will be actually a detriment to you. It will be that critic that actually knows something. So there are people who will say things to you in criticism better than you. The key for you is to take it and say, you know what? I might not like even how he said it or she said it. I might not like the situation. But I'm going to take even destructive criticism that was designed to destroy me. I'm going to make it constructive. Here's a quote that says, criticism may not be agreeable, but it is necessary. It fulfills the same function as pain in the human body. It calls attention to an unhealthy state of things. And that's Winston Churchill. You have to learn every day. This industry of ours, it is so exciting. Things are changing. There are things that are absolutely blows me away. Learn every single day. Like I said, have work ethic. Another basketball guy who passed away, Kobe Bryant, they asked him, what makes you the best? He says, I'm the best because I do the simple things best. Keep it simple, keep it straight, but you know what? Discipline. The great boxer, who used to knock, his name escapes me now. He used to say that discipline is doing something that you do not like, but doing it like you love it. Our job is exciting. Our career is exciting. There are those basic things that are not exciting. Admin, I hate admin. But you do them like you love them because they are the foundation stones to help you move forward. So one of the other things is be grateful. I want to encourage you with this. If you're not happy at the pace you are, make a plan, plan of action. Go do the things that scare you, that will help you to grow. One of the things that will encourage you is to always be grateful. You're going to have this tangent, have gratitude. This is where what I've done. I acknowledge my wins. I'm so grateful that things went out. I'm grateful today for mentors and people that have opened the door for me. There were things that I thought were too big for myself. There's a saying that says, do not let them despise the days of your youth. I've always been the young guy. I remember one day at Valley Logistics, there was a guy who walked in and said, why are you my supervisor? You are so young. You can lead me. Today, those people love me. You know how? Influence. There's guys I've led at stores. There's people who led different functionality groups that I had no clue about. What I try to do is that people care how much you care and not about how much you know. I remember taking these people and working with very difficult people who were scarred. The previous boss destroyed them, took them, and I said, you must know your numbers. This is what our vision is. This is our direction. This is where we're going. We're not falling out of the bus, but we're in the bus together, and we're going to a destination where we will all benefit. And as I did that, they became empowered. I still speak to those people. When I work at Takealot, I still speak to those people. From the first job to right now, I have people who, when they looked at me, I did not look like I'm anything wonderful. But they're able to learn, and I was able to learn from them because I engaged them. I want to encourage you. Have that gratitude of where you are and never stop striving for excellence. Here's a quote by Dr. Jordan Peterson. It says, there's some real utility in gratitude. It also a good protection against the dangers of victimhood and resentment. Listen, acknowledge, be happy, acknowledge the place you are at, but at the same time, keep striving for excellence. Your excellence will allow you to open doors where no man can open. Thank you very much. Just maybe if there's any questions for now. Okay, I forgot the last point. And it's been mentioned before, the ability to have mentors. I think there are people that I can tell you about. Greg Vaughan, Ian Glass, Carl Boynton. These are the people who helped me. Have someone to speak into your life that they might not say something that's too kind to you, but it will help you succeed. So thank you very much. Thank you, SAPEX. I really appreciate this opportunity. I hope it helps someone.
Thank you, Jonathan. That was truly inspiring, very passionate and motivational. In fact, I really do think that you could be a motivational speaker. You have passion, you have energy, you don't hold your punches, you say it like it is. And I think that everybody that's in the session has something really valuable to take away with them today. From somebody that's learned, has walked the walk, and just doesn't talk the talk. So, Jonathan, thank you so much. Will you go to one of the tables just for maybe 10 minutes? I'm sure there's going to be some questions and people that want to have a chat with you. And for everybody else, please go and join the other session. And yes, make sure that you take away messages from this presentation. Really good food for thought. So thank you so much, Jonathan, for your time, for being with us, and for really inspiring our audience today.
No, thank you so much. I really appreciate this opportunity. I was absolutely nervous out of my mind. It felt like falling out of the bus again.
No, you were fantastic. So thank you.